Sorry, that's classified information.
Yeah.
That place sounds fun.
It's the best place.
Those are the best places.
It's top secret, apparently.
Oh, that sultry voice.
Yes.
Yeah, Savvy does have a sexy voice.
Hi, guys.
Do. All right, let's see here. Are we all here? We're missing a few. Let me throw it in
I
back
haven't
again.
got.
You
Yeah, I
didn't.
never got an invite.
No fight.
I didn't press the
You
button.
either.
Push the red button.
They can't join our group.
Sounds like there's a hepcac error there.
So is there a portal to this place, or?
Yep, you have to complete chapter 4 of your campaign, and then you'll access an ancient transporter that will take you across the way. Then you'll have to pass on the
Definitely
left
do
and
that.
move in it.
Then we have to suck you through the hole here.
I prefer that method.
Sign me up for that.
You and me both.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for the summon.
Hi, I'm still checking. This is my address.
And it's begun. Here we are.
Oh God, hot chicky, got tears coming down my cheeks now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's see who we're missing. I'm seeing a Zen in the channel, but I don't see him in raid group. Is he coming?
I have a warlock I can bring.
I would love that.
Can I get a summons, please?
We're going down that line. Anybody that doesn't show up is here.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Why
5.
is this dying? Why?
He's picking a fight.
Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
Sounds like you just walked into a convenience store.
How was your birthday, Aaron?
Oh, thank you. It was a really good time last week.
Awesome.
Okay, well, I've got T-minus 13 minutes now, so I guess I better get this started. And I've got a fancy, dancy PowerPoint presentation for you guys. So let me just share my screen, and that way you guys can click on me and follow along.
The teacher.
Let us get these finished summons real quick, but be there in a second.
Anybody still need a summons?
Let's see here. Let's do Epic screen. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Sure can.
Okay.
It pops up. There, it's a little blurry.
Wait, how do we do that?
You just click on her name, and it should pop up. Woo! And then I get this weird looking stuff.
Flashbacks.
That's just my OBS.
Covenant stuff, dang it. Somebody need a summons back. I gotta change my lines.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. All right, am I all good? Can I get started here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Go for it.
All right, well, I want to thank everyone for being here. We've got a lot of old faces here, and we've got returning faces, and we've got some new faces, too. So,
Who are you calling old?
What? No.
You're a young spray chicken, sir.
That's right. So it's always good to get together and just kind of go over the expectations, so that way we can all start on the same page moving forward. So let's see here. First thing I want to talk about is Alt Raid. How do you guys feel about Alt Raid? Friday nights. It's going to be Heroic SOD. You guys still want to run it? What do you think?
No.
Not really, no.
Nah.
I voted for grouping and killing rares around the area.
Nice.
That sounds good.
Okay. Well, if you haven't casted your vote yet, please do so. It's in Discord. It's in the guild announcements. Just let me know what you want to do, and majority rules. You know, whatever we want to do, that's what we'll do on Friday night in lieu of alt raid. Now, once Saturday progression starts moving into heroic Sepulcher, then alt raid, of course, will go back to normal Sepulcher, because, you know, don't misunderstand me. I think alt raid is still very important because it encourages people to play different roles, makes us more versatile, it strengthens our team. All those things are important. And I think it's also important that we have a tiered raid schedule. So those people who aren't quite ready for Saturday's progression, well, then we've got other options on the calendar to help them get raid ready. So, you know, alt raid is still very important, but I just think right now, it's just kind of pointless because there's better gear dropping elsewhere. But whatever the vote says, that's what we'll do. I think right now, if I take a look at it, I think it looks like that people want to run Keystones Friday night. So I think that's the majority at the moment. All right, any questions with that? Did I lose you? You still out there?
No questions.
No questions.
Your man.
Okay, so let's talk about Sepulcher Expectations. So nothing really has changed here. So it's going to continue to be Saturday from 8 to 11 server time. We'll have 2 5-minute breaks at the top of the hour. We would like everyone to choose a main by next Saturday. So we're going to give everyone until next Saturday to make that decision. I know that some of you are still undecided. You just kind of want to jump in there and experience Sepulcher before you make that decision. I get that. So by next Saturday, have your main chosen. And then once you've chosen that main, please stay on your main until AOTC is earned. Now, do you guys know why we ask you to do that? Like, it's one thing to, you know, follow the rules, but it's another thing to know why. Do you guys know why we ask you guys to stay on your main until AOTC is earned?
Gearing efficiency.
Exactly. Exactly. It just maintains the consistency and the integrity of the raid team, and it just makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to get everyone geared up. And it's also, it's fair because, you know, our tanks and our healers, they can't switch out and play a different tune. They're committed for that entire tier. So, you know, it's only fair that our DPS are as well. Now, unless there are extenuating circumstances, you know, sometimes we might be down a healer or a tank, or maybe we need a particular utility or a raid buff or whatever. In those kinds of situations, then we might ask you to hop on a different tune. But moving forward, we want to stay with our raid team. And our raid team we've got Annie and Harima on tanks. We've got Eric, Firefox, Inway, Savvy, and myself for healing. And we've got all sorts of lots of DPS. Any questions about that?
Am I DPS?
You are DPS.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that what you wanted?
I mean, I thought I got heal on the Warlock this patch, but it's fine.
I mean, you will be, you know, through your cookies, so, I mean.
Right.
Okay, so you know, I kind of heal it. Gotcha.
Right? That works.
You're our baker. You're our baker. We need the cookies.
It's okay. By week 3, all the warlocks will be gone.
Oof. I certainly hope not. All right.
No, I'm back, sir.
And we're excited that you're back.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Someone doesn't seem so happy.
What else do I have here? Please do not loot lock yourself. So meaning, you know, tonight's agenda, you know, I've posted the first 4 bosses in Discord. So for instance, if you already defeated those 4 bosses last night, let's say Friday night, then you've loot locked yourself, which means you're not eligible for loot, which means you won't get loot, which means it reduces our loot pool. And that's just missed opportunities. That's just missed loot that we could have been passing around to help gear up our raid team. So please don't do that. Please don't loot lock yourself. If you want to, you know, individually pug after Saturday, that's fine. But please don't be downing bosses ahead of Saturday night and loot lock yourself. All right, what else do we have here? What's the same? Please come to raid with your gear gemmed and enchanted. Please make sure your add-ons are updated. We use DBM, details, GTFO, weak auras. Make sure to bring personals. So if in the event that we don't have the cauldron or the feasts, you've got backup. Also make sure that you're doing your homework too. So researching the fights, I've provided summary notes in Discord. I've created a Sepulcher category in Discord, and I've provided summary notes for the first 4 bosses. So you'll see those channels there in Discord. Please read my cheat notes. I've also attached the Ready Check video guides as well. Super important, especially for those who need, a visual strategy guide. And the last 2, of the 4, the last 2 bosses, so Artificer and the Sausage Guy, really important to watch those videos because there's so much going on, and having that visual component is going to help with understanding the mechanics. So please take that extra few minutes. It's like a 2-3 minute video to watch, those fights ahead of time. Don't forget that Casual Raid Days, we have a YouTube channel, so I stream every Friday and Saturday night. So if you wanted to revisit those fights, you can. Inway also streams on Twitch. So if you want a different perspective of the fight, check out her channel as well. I will also upload the combat logs. We have a combat logs channel in Discord, so I encourage everyone to be utilizing that as a resource, clicking on the combat logs, looking at your performance, specifically looking at unavoidable damage. That's a real big one in terms of trying to diagnose, where we need to improve for our strat and our mechanics. If you have lots of avoidable damage, then it means that you're getting caught in mechanics, and we got to tighten that up. Also make sure, question?
I just wanted to say one thing. I wanted everybody to know that while Percy's saying all this, a lot of people may not realize that, yes, she has officers, but the one thing we do is in-game. All the website, all the stuff you're seeing here, all the research and the homework and all that, she does 100% herself, on top of her being a full-time teacher and having a real life too. So she does a whole lot of work for all of us. So please try to, do your part, and because she sure is dedicated to all of us so that we can all succeed.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, Oopsie, but, I know everyone's working hard, and, my officers definitely make my job easier. So, I certainly appreciate everyone's dedication, because as I've always said, it's not one person to raise a guild. It takes a whole family of people who are committed to make a successful guild. And, so my heart goes out to all of you. I thank all of you for being here and your commitment. All right, what else? What's my timer at?
2 minutes. You got 2 minutes.
What? 2 minutes? Okay, what else do I have here?
Tell the truth, Percy. You divvy out the assignments as extra credit for your students, don't you?
I do. They're probably watching me right now. Okay, what else do I have? Let me go quickly here. And I hope this goes without saying, again, optimize your performance. I want everyone, reflecting upon your performance. So taking a look at WoW Analyzer or Whitefest or Mr. Robot, finding ways to always bring, a better version of ourselves, every week, just trying to, increase our output as best as we can, week after week after week. And make sure that you're using the guild events that are on the calendar. Every guild event that we have on the calendar in some way supports raid readiness. So take advantage of those events, sign up, attend, and also take advantage of your guildies. My gosh, there is a wealth of knowledge and experience in this guild. So if you're struggling, don't hesitate to reach out and ask for help. We are more than willing to share our secrets, and we'll reach out and, ask if you need help as well. Like that's, we're not, the stronger we are as a team is how we're going to move forward. So, we're all in this together. Go ahead, Shorty. Yep.
I'm not willing to share my secret. You didn't ask for permission.
What? All right, boss mechanics. Before we pull, there will be a brief instruction before we pull. I know that there was the suggestion of, hey, can we just YOLO pull? But I am too much of a control freak to feel comfortable with that. So there will be, I promise, a brief kind of 1, 2, 3 things that we need to focus on, summary points for the boss, and then we'll pull. And then if necessary, I can go into further explanation for the mechanics. Please keep Discord clear and open so we can effectively communicate. Loot rules. There's nothing new here either. So if you receive a piece of gear that's not an upgrade and you're willing to donate it, then trade your loot to Oopsie or Shorty. It'll be rolled off for the raid. The roll order is need, then off-spec, then transmog. Toons that are in the guild are allowed 1 need win. After that, you have to wait until off-spec in order to roll again. So the only limitation is on the need roll. So once you've won your need roll, then you have to wait until off-spec. But you do have unlimited off-spec and unlimited transmog wins. This is our way to, keep the loot transparent. So there's no secret trading going on. I don't want any of that. That's toxic. So this way it's funneled to one person. It's posted, it's transparent. You get 1 need win, in a way to try, it's just our effort to try to spread the wealth so you don't have one person always winning the loot. Okay, if a BOE drops, well, that needs to be equipped. That's just good form. If no one wants that BOE on their main, then BOEs can be rolled on for their alts. I think
if it's your loot, you don't have to put it up. If you want to keep it. But
absolutely,
if you do want to put it up, then
absolutely, like it's personal loot, right? Like you are not required to surrender your loot at all. So for any reason, if you want to keep that loot, it's yours. But if you don't want to keep it and it's not an upgrade, then please trade it to Oopsie or Shorty. Again, nothing new here in terms of etiquette. No swearing, political, religious, or sexist commentary. We are a casual guild by definition, which just means we raid once a week. Hardcore guilds, they raid 3, 4, or 5 times a week. We only raid once, and so that's what makes us casual. But that doesn't mean we're not serious about it. I want to optimize every minute of that 3 hours that we have together. So make sure we're coming prepared, make sure we're on time, make sure we're respecting people's time. Because we've got one shot Saturday night, 3 hours. So let's make the best of it. Let us know if you're going to be away. And as always, there are 2 5-minute breaks at the top of each hour. So that'll be 1 at 9 and then 1 at 10 o'clock. So please try to reserve your AFKs during those times. Don't be AFK when we need you. And try to be back on time as well. So that way, again, we can optimize our raid time. Okay, what's different? In terms of item level and DPS and heals requirements, we're going to determine that after tonight. So we're going to take a look at the combat logs tonight and determine what's reasonable moving forward. Our starting place is where we left off from Heroic Sylvanas. So that's item level of 235 and 4K DPS and heals. That's where we ended in SOD. So that's where we're starting. But I suspect in a few weeks, it's probably going to be closer to about 5 or 6K, maybe even higher. Like 4 or 5 bosses in, there's already a DPS and a healing check. So we're just going to need the output in order to move further into Sepulcher. It's just, unfortunately, it's the reality of the situation. New feasts, that's really cool and fun. So we'll be dropping those new feasts shortly. And any ideas or comments or suggestions to make this raid tier better, let me know. Or if we're missing something on the calendar, like if there's a guild event that we're missing, let us know and we'll put it on the calendar, because we want to try to, the guild calendar is really important to us. We're very cognizant of trying to ensure that we have variety and that it's very inclusive, and we're supporting raid readiness and all those sorts of things. So if we're missing something, don't hesitate to let us know. Anything else? You guys got anything? What was working? What wasn't working? Do we need to have a chat, or are we just gonna jump in there? We're all good.
Let's dive.
Let's dive in.
I'm ready to see if I still remember how to DPS.
All right.
The only thing, the only thing I want to say is like, let's try to keep our resets tight. One thing from the last tier that was a